Ron, I don't know what to do. My dad just got taken away in an ambulance.
Your dad? Don't joke about stuff like that.
I'm not joking. I'm serious.
What? Seriously? When?
Just now. I just arrived at the hospital myself.
Seriously? What happened? How is he?
Well, he just collapsed all of a sudden. I have no idea why or what's going to happen to him.
Seriously? Dad is pretty old though, right?
Well, yeah, he is, but that's not the point.
Sorry, babe, but I'm on holiday right now. I'd love to come home if I could, but that just ain't gonna be possible right now, sweet cheeks.
Yeah, I know.
And to tell you the truth, I'd be a little annoyed if you did ask me to come home. I'm in New York with some of the boys from work right now. We're having a blast. Your dad has been a real big help to me, though. I'm grateful for that. If he's still conscious, pass the message on for me before he goes. Okay, babe?
Don't you think you're being a little insensitive?
Huh? What do you mean? Parents go before their kids. It's just the way of the world. He ain't exactly a spring chicken anymore. Can't be helped.
That may be so, but the way you're speaking about him is disrespectful. You're acting like he's already dead. He's done so much for you, Ron. Treated you like his own son. You don't have to be so callous.
Yeah, you're right. Your dad's been a big help. I'd be knee-deep in a river of the brown stuff if not for him, figuratively speaking. It ain't like I didn't repay the favor, though. Been caring for him for a long time since he stopped being able to get around on his own, you know. Then there was the taking him to and from the hospital. My car was basically his personal taxi. It's not like I didn't have things to do, Donna. I'm a busy guy with a lot on my plate. I know it must be tough to go through this on your own, but you got this!
I'm really scared. I feel lost, and I don't know what to do.
Grow up, babe. You ain't 12 anymore. It's plain as day you're trying to make me feel guilty, so I drop everything and rush home. Oh, yeah. What about what's his name? Your relative. That guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Come to think of it, he lives close by, right? Why not just give him the quick rundown and broadcast your SOS to him?
Dad told me not to tell you this because he didn't want to interrupt your holiday. But he said he wants to see you. Won't you just come, Ron? It'd make him happy. He thinks a lot of you.
Man, what a drag. Can't you take a hint, woman? I've got everything pinned on this holiday. When do I ever get the chance to go on vacation with my boss? Like how I'm letting your dad jeopardize this? Plus, all my coworkers are here. I'd look like a dunce in front of the whole company. It wouldn't be an over-exaggeration to say that if I can butter my boss up real nicely here, get him to see my strong points and understand what a swell guy I am, he'll realize I'm the guy to promote. My future at this company will be secure. I'll be going places, babe. Going places!
I see. Tell me, Ron. Just what is my father to you?
Let me think. A stranger? Heh, that wasn't a very imaginative answer, was it? What I mean is, anyone who isn't me is basically a stranger.
You don't think of my dad as family?
Come on, surely you know he's not really that big a deal to me. Anyway, all I do is work. And you want to know why that is, Donna? It's to provide for you. I work long, hard hours to make sure you have everything you need and don't suffer.
I'm really pleased about that, but if it's not like I have no money either, I am working myself, you know. Rather than that, I wish you'd help me out with some stuff sometimes, like caring for my dad and the housework. You say you do what you do for me, but I feel like you're never actually there for me. It's all just empty gestures. I wish we could spend more time as a family. Without that, what's all the work for?
You work? You're not exactly on a CEO's salary, are you, babe? You bring home pocket change at best. Plus, looks like I know how you really feel about me now. Is this how you repay me for the long hours I slave away at the office for you? My feelings for you just fizzled out, babe.
Fizzled out? Why am I being told my husband no longer has feelings for me when my dad's lying seriously ill in a hospital bed? Why aren't you by my side the one time I need you more than ever?
Listen, Donna, I get it. Your mom ain't around anymore and you're lonely. Seriously, babe? Don't you think you're laying a whole damsel in distress act a bit thick? What is this, a Greek tragedy? That reminds me. What's happening with the will?
What?
I asked, what's going on with the will? Your dad had some cash put aside, didn't he? I wonder how much I'm gonna get. Donna? I can see the red marks on my messages, you know. You can't run away as soon as it comes to talking money. We gotta discuss this, babe. Hello?
My dad just came out of theater. The doctor said the operation was a success.
Whoa!
Yep.
That's amazing!
What is?
To think, just a few hours ago he was being carried away in an ambulance, floating between the border of life and death. Now he's absolutely fine! Modern medicine is amazing when you think about it.
It sure is.
Donna? You're not mad, are you? You sulking? Why?
Huh? Why what? Do you really not get it?
Come on, babe. How many times I gotta tell you? I'm on an important work vacation right now. It ain't my fault I can't come. Besides, even if your dad really was at death's door, supposing I did come back, I wouldn't make it in time to see him kick the bucket anyway. So why should I ruin my work vacation over it? That's irrelevant anyway. What's important is the operation was successful. Everything turned out just great for you.
I'm trembling with fear. And what does turned out great for me mean? Are you not pleased?
Well, the operation was a success, wasn't it?
Is that the only thing you can say? I barely recognize you anymore, Ron. Who is this horrible person, and where did he come from?
Why are you being such a drama queen, babe? Stop blowing everything out of proportion.
I'm not overblowing anything.
Oh yeah? Here's a little thought experiment for you then. Let's say, for example, my dad got taken to the hospital while you were taking an exam that your promotion depended on. Would you just get up and walk out of the exam to go and see him? Just because he'd been carried off in an ambulance? You wouldn't, would you?
I'd go in a heartbeat.
Don't be ridiculous, babe. Of course you wouldn't. You're just lying so you can feel snug and self-righteous.
I'd go because it's the decent thing to do. I'd go because family is about looking out for each other.
It's not like he raised you, babe. Why would you go? What's in it for you? You should think more carefully before you speak. Like I said before, strangers. You and my dad, me and yours. We're all strangers. Me and you aren't blood related. So why would you have any interest in what's going on with my dad? That's just weird, babe. You're gonna run into misfortune one day if you keep going through life with those silly, naive ideas of yours.
Regardless, I'd still want to help others, even if they might be strangers, as you put it. Didn't you say the same thing when we got married? You said that was one of your favorite things about me.
Huh? Oh, let me think. Maybe I did say that. Anyway, I don't remember. I probably didn't. Still, you gotta face the harsh truth of the world for once, babe. It's easy to make yourself feel good with wishy-washy platitudes, but when reality comes knocking, we gotta face the music. If I started thinking like you, the size of my family would double overnight. And suddenly, I'd have a small army of people causing me problems on the reg. Anyway, where was I? Speaking of facing reality, we have something more important to discuss. Your dad's will. What's the situation?
This again?
We got talking about it earlier. I'm just carrying on where things left off. This is the natural flow of the conversation, sweet cheeks. Dad's got a lot of money, right? It's only natural to get curious at a time like this. I'm at a bar with the boys right now, and I can barely sit still for thinking about it. If I was in his shoes, I'd make sure to get my money situation straight before I kick the bucket. You have a duty to do that when you're old and rich. It probably feels good to divide your money and property between your kids, knowing how much you'll be helping out your loved ones. I wonder how much I'll get. 30%? 50%? Hopefully more. You better not try and keep the old man's money all to yourself. Sharon's Karen.
None. Because you'll be the one paying.
Huh?
I'm more or less done with the procedures on my end. All I need is your signature.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, there's one more thing you should probably know. There's a strong chance this will lead to your holiday being cancelled. It's a real shame you're gonna have to pull your nose out of the boss's backside, huh?
Hold up, woman. The heck you talking about? What happened to you all of a sudden? Where did the fragile, grief-stricken Donna from a few minutes ago disappear to? I don't have the fanciest idea what you're talking about. It actually got canceled. Word is that the whole company's heading home on the first flight tomorrow morning. What the hell did you do?
I didn't do anything. All I did was broadcast the SOS like you told me.
Huh?
You know, the relative who lives close by you mentioned earlier. He's one of the chief execs at your company.
What?
Didn't his surname give it away? My dad's side of the family have a pretty distinctive surname. I did think you'd have recognized it when you heard it sometime at work. What with him being a chief exec and all. You're even duller than I thought.
Huh? You're related to one of the chief executives at my work? This can't be real. Why didn't you tell me? You've never mentioned it before. He's your relative?
He's my dad's older brother. He's my uncle.
No! This can't be happening! Why did you keep quiet this whole time?
My uncle especially asked me not to mention it. He said he wanted to see your true ability and how you operated on a day-to-day basis without the risk of you sucking up to him because of who he is. Plus, if he was seen to be overly familiar with family, his reputation as a serious, dignified businessman he's cultivated over the years would take a hit and people would stop taking him seriously.
No way!
But don't worry, thanks to your behavior today, he's finally seen you for what you are. A rotten, despicable excuse of a human being, as he puts it.
Huh?
Your shot at that promotion is well and truly dead in the water. The irony is, if you hadn't lost your mind over the prospect of getting your greedy mitts all over my dad's will, and instead shown such loyalty to your family that you were willing to go to the lengths of putting a super important work vacation on hold, you probably would have actually landed the promotion. Oh well.
Ah! I've had enough! You're an awful human being, Donna! There are probably demons in hell nicer than you! I don't care if I get fired anyway! In any case, I'm gonna be getting a hefty chunk of your dad's inheritance! I can live comfortably off that!
Listen, Ron, the thing is, you won't be getting a single cent.
Babe, you're just talking silly now. I know you're probably feeling desperate, but please, face reality. You're his eldest daughter, and I took your surname when we married, which basically makes me the equivalent of his eldest son. That makes me his family, which means I'm in line to receive a tidy sum.
What's that?
Can't you read English? It's what's known as a written acknowledgement of debt. Or, in layman's terms, an IOU. You wrote it 4 years ago.
Huh?
Did you forget about the time you tried setting up a business, but it failed, and you ended up getting into debt with some shady black market loan shark? Did you forget how my dad very kindly agreed to take over the repayments for you?
What the? But your dad said I didn't have to worry about paying that off anymore. He said he had it covered.
Seems like you only remembered the parts that suit you. There was one condition for him paying off your debt. Ring any bells? Anything at all? Or is your head still completely empty? If you really are a big enough dimwit to have forgotten such a vital piece of information, it's written at the bottom of the IOU. Go on, take a look. My dad did make it very clear to you, didn't he? All that I ask in return for paying off this debt is that you make my daughter happy. But he did say that if we ended up divorcing as a result of your actions, he'd cease all payments immediately, and you'd once again be responsible for paying it back in its entirety.
Donna, I'm on my way home now. Wait for me!
It's too late, Ron. I already spoke to my dad about the divorce. I already told him everything you said about your disgusting attitude, about how you spoke about him like he's your personal ATM.
What? You didn't have to do that! Tell him it was all just a silly prank! Please! Let's just calm down here! Okay?
I am calm.
I'm so sorry, babe. I wasn't there when you needed me most. You should have been in my arms. But I didn't act like the man I should have been. But babe, please, see my point of view. It wasn't an easy decision for me to make. I was stressing over it like you wouldn't believe.
You've been cracking jokes even though you were stressed out? Interesting.
Huh?
I just heard from my uncle. He said that you were cracking jokes like it was no one's business at the banquet at some posh hotel. He said you looked like you were having the time of your life. He asked your boss to keep an eye on you and report back to him how you were acting.
No, that's all wrong! Well, I mean, I might have made a joke, or several, but that's just my way of grieving, baby! My emotions are complex. I deal with stress in my own unique way! Donna, answer the phone! Please, let me explain! I want to apologize! I've been doing a lot of thinking about how I acted. Besides, I have no intention of divorcing you. I won't go along with it!
That's fine. I'll just take you to a family court. I've finally seen your true colors, and I want out. We're a mismatch at the cellular level.
I'm begging you! That's it! Here's how we fix this, babe. I need you to speak to your uncle. And tell him that you're the one who persuaded me to stay on this work vacation. That I did really want to go and see your dad. But you were thinking of my future. You can do that, right? I'm gonna get fired if you don't do something!
I don't care. Anyways, by my calculations, you're still in about $25,000 of debt. Good luck on the repayments, babe.
There's no way I can pay that much!
That's okay. You can always borrow more from the black market loan shark.
How the hell am I supposed to pay back that much money when there's a strong chance I'm about to get fired? I'd struggle with that much even if I did keep my job!
You reap what you sow, Ron. Anyways, it's got nothing to do with me. You're on your own now. It's not like we're blood related, is it? It's just like you said. We're strangers after all. After that, the divorce proceedings went a lot smoother than I expected them to. Why, you ask? Well, my uncle, the chief exec at Ron's company, told him that he was not willing to pull the trigger on firing him this time if he promised to be a willing participant in the divorce. It was decided that his debt would be paid back on the basis of monthly repayments. The whole affair soon made its way into conversations at work. And before long, the entire company was talking about Ron and his questionable attitudes towards other people. Which means Ron's currently trapped inside the hornet's nest. I heard he's desperate to quit and get away from it all. But he can't afford to because of the exorbitant amount of money he owes. He's got no choice but to keep his head down and to continue working to keep up with the debt repayments. In a sense, this turned out to be the best punishment possible. I take my hat off to my uncle for the way he played the whole thing. In other news, a little while after all the drama had died down, my dad finally got discharged from the hospital. When he gets used to moving around again, we're thinking of going on holiday somewhere nice together. Just the two of us, of course.